Ignore that. I'm working. In the meantime, I wanted to talk about everyone's favourite thing. J-cards. J-cards, O-cards, slipcovers, kind of, are all in the same bracket of pieces of cardboard that cover our physical media. We love it. I've got a few examples for funsies. For standard O-card variant, look at that. We got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. Is it obvious? No, that title is really, really dark. But this is the umbrella version. Guess what? Also comes with a J-card. Who'd have thought it? It's kind of magical. Anyway, that's one example. We've got Godzilla, the 2014 film on steelbook. Love it. The Crow, which actually is a sleeve and a J-card as well. I don't know why. We'll get into it. And one of my favourite examples, Alita Battle Angel. Most of these steelbooks will be in protectors. Some of them will be out for display purposes and for diving into the insides and the nitty-gritty of it all. So let's talk about it. What the fuck is a J-card? The simple question and answer can be shown by this Godzilla X Kong steelbook that I have. Very shiny, very reflective, very pretty. So, take it out of the bloody goddamn plastic containers that you got to put it in so they don't get scratched. This is why I don't buy steelbooks anymore, because they're so delicate. Dent easy, scratch easy. I mostly only buy these ones because I've been buying all the Godzilla X Kong ones on steelbook, and because if I'm really, really desperate, I'm buying the steelbook because A, better artwork, or B, you get the Blu-ray with it. Because sometimes they just release the 4Ks by themselves without a Blu-ray, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing that? All the special features are on the Blu-ray. The Crow, for example, I bought the steelbook because, to my knowledge, the Australian release at least, the 4K which came out 3 months later, did not come with a Blu-ray. So this is just because I have all of the MonsterVerse films as steelbooks. Twice fold, actually. I've got one of those big packs that they used to sell at Zavvi. This is a J-card. For some reason it's called a J-card, even though J is this way, but this is that way. I guess there's no letter that really hooks that, isn't it? But J is just in factor of the shape. An O-card is just around the whole thing, sleeves right on, like I showed you for The Crow and for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We know what these things are. They're cardboard, paper material. People hate them. They're always saying, I fucking hate this stuff, I'm gonna throw it in the bin. Here are some tips, for the love of God, for what you can actually do about them. Now, this is a bad example because I haven't actually dealt with it, but it is a good example of what they look like pre-me dealing with it. These are worth keeping. I know a lot of people think that they're not, but because you're thinking where you're going to put it. You can't put it on the actual steelbook because it blocks the artwork, and then you've got to actually remove it so you can open up the steelbook and yada yada yada. They come with little sticky things. It's a bitch. I get it. There's a lot of fundamental shittiness that comes with the factor of what a steelbook is. Despite the fact that they're nice and look pretty and have artwork. We love it, but we hate it at the same time. Everything that's nice is also annoying. Now, what I do with these is usually keep them for the factor of having the barcode, because there's no other barcode on the actual steelbook, and also it tells you what the special features are. You know, I always like to display at the camera, look, you get all the images, you get a description of what the film's about, some special features written down. This one's not a great example for special features because it's specific. It doesn't dot them down. It has a paragraph. Extras include a commentary with featurettes that delve into the histories and origins of these titles. Journey deep into the heart of our world to discover the spectacular... It's just a bunch of bullshit. But it's funny, at least, because it's stupid. I don't know why they wrote it like that. But this is what a standard thing is. What I usually do, to contrast, with Godzilla. This one's usually also still on a protector. I've just taken it out, for example. Even though it's a matte finish, you don't need to put these in protectors, but I just like to, just in case. Also, they rust. Anyway, this is what I do. I'm sacriléging. I fold them. These ones, luckily, paper. I mean, so is cardboard, but this is like flim and flimsy. It's, you know, there's hooks. You just fucking, wow, look, 10 out of 10. You got the whole thing. You can just... Look, actually, I think I cut the base of this. Did I cut the base of this? No, I didn't. This one, again, J-card style, would just hook over like that. Would you look at that and look at that barcode, description of special features. You get the whole kit and caboodle. I hope I'm not coming off as passive-aggressive here, but it's just, it's a bewildering thing to me that I keep seeing these posts on Reddit questioning, what the fuck do I do with this shit? Who keeps these things? I do. They're convenient. I used to throw them out. Actually, oh, it depends. Sometimes I would throw them out because, you live and you learn. Sometimes I would do something arguably completely blasphemous that I don't have an actual example of. For some reason, I used to cut them up. I would cut them into pieces and put them in the little, clips on the inside. Because again, it would retain the fact that it exists and that it's there and I can look at it just in case I want to look at what the special features are without having to put the disc in the drive. Because I know you can always just do that, but it's just easier if you don't have to, sometimes. So that's just what I do. I put them in the steelbook. The Crow. This one is the Australian release, so, you'd think, oh, it's a sleeve, it'll come with the description on the back. No, these aren't those Mondo steelbooks, which do come with that, but now they don't anymore. They come with a cardboard thing that's stuck on the back, but then you can just take that off and again, fold it, put it inside, or cut around the edges so you can mostly focus on the words and put it in the actual steelbook. I don't really need the pictures. The pictures aren't necessary. I know what the movie looks like. I've seen it. So that's a sleeve. That's an O card. Look at that. Now, of course, you could make the easy argument, but Julian, look, you're ruining it. You can't see the artwork below it. Yeah, I can. Wow. So difficult. This is cardboard. I folded this up. And this is like emphasizing that it's a limited 30th anniversary limited edition steelbook. Like, it emphasizes that. It tells you all the where is the upside down? There. It tells you all the details about it, the barcode. It's got all these things telling you it has Dolby Vision, what it's meant to look like, what the colors, the sound, every little detail. It's great, it tells you what's on the special features. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Easy peasy. It's not hard. Now look, the concept of J cards existing is basically in and of itself a little bit of an annoyance. The idea is that when you find it in store, you can pick it up and be like, wow, that's a great front cover. You look at the back. I think my one for Dune Part 2, which I still have not folded that actual J card, that one shows the inside artwork on the J card. They don't really do that very often. Oh, my mistake. They actually show it on the front. So, on the front here, obviously, you got the rated M because we're in Australia, hello, 4K Blu-ray, and look, inside it says limited edition artwork, limited edition steelbook, so it shows you that there are artwork inside the steelbook, which is kind of nice, I guess, because for Dune Part 2 especially, a film that has so many fucking steelbooks, you'd be like, okay, I want to get the one with the best artwork. This was the local Australian release, so it was the one I was going to get. Also, because I've got Part 1 as a steelbook as well. But, still has all the details on the back. Should I take it out and fold it in? Eventually, sure. Do I care to right now? No. That's my problem. And given it's usually buried on the shelf from the spine, you can't actually see that there is a J card. But if you took it out, you'd be like, oh, that's Dune Part 2. What the fuck? It's 3 hours? Holy shit. Anyway, but you also have over an hour of bonus features, and it tells you what all the titles are, all those little featurettes, little cute little thingies. One of my favorite examples of a steelbook J card is whatever the fuck this thing is. Now, this is for Alita Battle Angel, which is a hell of a steelbook anyway, and this is the main reason I haven't actually cut this up or anything. The steelbook lacks a lot of artwork, at all. It has, as you see, front artwork, but as you see on the back, whoa, look at that! It's black. There's nothing. But this, it's got a hole. Actually, yeah, that one actually has a hole in the base. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just like little baskets. Just to, I think they're called like quarter slips or whatever. Like some of the boutique labels have specifically designed ones that are like quarter slips because it's just a quarter of the actual thing, but it wraps it around, keeps it with a, cardboard around it so you can see what the film's about, you can scan the barcode, do all this jazz. I realize that people probably don't scan barcodes as much as I do. I have the Bluray.com My Movies app on my phone, and that allows me to scan barcodes, which again allows me to put them onto my system. So that's just a convenient thing for me. So that's the only reason I mentioned barcodes, because outside of that, I guess you don't need them unless you have a cataloging system, which I do. So this isn't bad because the artwork matches up with the steelbook thingy. It matches. The only reason I mostly keep it around is because there's no artwork on the back, and it just slides right out. It doesn't actually affect the fact that they didn't come out, as you saw. The steelbook comes right out, but the thing itself stays there, and that's great. They should design more of them like this, that it interacts with the artwork, but you can dispose of it if you want to. Cut around the edges, put it on the inside, fold it in half if you want to. you know, just, I mean, this one's probably a harder one to do that because it's like 4 discs. There's the 4K, 3D, Blu-ray, and bonus disc, so I wouldn't recommend it with one like this. If it's one that has the clamps on the inside, definitely do it. I think I've got a steelbook that has like 2 or 3 discs, or like a disc on either side, but doesn't have any inside thing, so there's nothing to clamp it onto, so I've just like thrown the cardboard in there. There you go, J-Card. You just stay in the middle and don't fucking break anything. It's not hard. At least, I hope it's not hard for the steelbook to not kill itself. Who knows? My what was it? Perfect Blue one has like mold on it. It's great. Rust, sorry. I need to get a new version of that steelbook. How crazy is that they rust over time? Ugh. I've put a protector on it to keep it safe from everyone else. You know, like with books, if they get all yellowy, you don't want them to mix, because then it's like a plague. If you didn't know that, it sucks. Things age. Don't we all? Standard releases still come with J-cards. Now, of course, this is an O-card, and you'd be like, well, this isn't a fucking J-card, it's an O-card. But wait, there's more. Wow, would you look at that? It's a fucking J-card. This is the limited edition version for the Ninja Turtles from Umbrella. So, of course, it will come with your, 3-disc set, a little scratch and sniff card, which is hilarious, the alternate artwork, whatever. And that still emphasizes the details. You don't need the J-card. But, of course, because it's Umbrella, they're going to go the extra mile by emphasizing, not just is it like, oh, these are all the details and whatever. Look at that. Look, you can see what all the details are. But if you fold it all the way out, you'll notice a little number. Ba-boom. Yeah, that's how limited edition is. 818 of 1250. That's the main reason I'm keeping these ones. If there's no, because Umbrella, because they're standard Blu-rays, they obviously will have the barcode and the description, because the sleeves are just the extra little nitty-gritty bonus things, In this case, it's the O-card, that's a bonus feature, and the scratch and sniff, which is great. Which I thought the scratch and sniff was limited to just the first film when they reprinted that with the scratch and sniff with its own slip card as well, O-card and everything, limited edition function. But then obviously they mass produced the fuck out of the scratch and sniffs and just chucked them in a free pack, which they also put as a slip cover and everything, which was quite a great thing when I picked that up in store, and I was like, yay, look at that, it's the whole thing. I love it. 10 out of 10. What a great release. So yeah, that's just the simple factor of it. You can either cut around all the outsides and just keep the barcode and the special features, details, whatever, or even in this case, the limited edition number, and you just slot it in. Like, what else are these for? Outside of, like, art cards and posters, it's what they're designed for. They're designed for keeping little pieces of paper just locked away in there. I mean, look, they've been doing that since the days of, like, video games, where you'd be opening the video game case, and look at that, there's little clamps so you can put in a booklet to give you an instruction manual, or they would use it as, like, advertising for other brands or whatever booklets they put in there. You know what the history is like, it's crazy. Now, a very obvious factor that I probably should mention, maybe a disclaimer I should have mentioned earlier, I still have a lot of J-cards just floating around the room. I benefit from the fact that this shelf is like 2 spots deep. As you can see, you see how far back it goes over there? Yeah, it's 2 and a smidge of Blu-rays deep. You can probably put 2 end to end with like an extra centimeter in the middle, which is great. Makes it easier to stock stuff and whatever. So behind every couple of shelves, I will have something like this, which is the J-card, which again actually hooks all the way around, so technically isn't a J-card, for Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, which is another one of those great steelbook ones that's like, it's reversible, so it has Superman with the Batman logo and Batman with the Superman logo. It's a really nicely designed steelbook. Hilariously, upside down for the design. So you will open it up and one design will be one way and the other design will be upside down, so you can flip it for whatever way you want to display it. It's crazy. I love that they did that. It's stupid and I love it. Like, it's actually probably a really smart idea. Nevertheless, that's a J-card I should put in there, and I just have it, because sometimes I just don't. I don't know, that's one that we've had for so many years now that I never got around to it, but it's also such a fanciful little J-card that eventually I'll put it in its own sleeve, like protector, which I haven't because it's a matte finish one, so I don't have to worry about it as much. And, yeah, I don't know. Also, I probably should mention, it's not actually mine. We got it for our dad for Father's Day a couple of years back. I have the 4K of the film for the IMAX ratio, but I don't own the actual steelbook. We just obviously house it on the shelf because I live with my family. So, yeah. I don't think he'd give a shit what the hell we did with the actual J-card. I don't think he'd even realize what the hell it is. But at the same time, I don't know, it's just one of those classic things of so many people will make arguments about it's such a waste of paper, it's such a waste of details. It's like, the obvious answer to most of these things is either do what they did for Alita, which is a wonderful way to do it, but that maybe was their decision to not put any artwork on the back of the steelbook, which is a no-no. Always cover the whole goddamn thing with artwork. It's the point. It's not just wrapped in metal. You want it to like actually, have a lot of artwork. If doesn't have any artwork, what's the point? But what they did with the Crow, where again, that's one where they'll just have the rectangular J card. So again, just a piece of cardboard, not a J card, but a piece of cardboard to tell you what the film's about, special features, all the stuff. Actually, in that case, that was a J card. But they did this for like the Mondo steelbooks for like all the Marvel ones and whatever, where they would just have a rectangle that would just cover the back, and they'd have a little splotch of glue stuck on it, and you could take that off and you'd still get extra artwork and whatever, and then you could cut around the edges and put it inside the steelbook. Easy. Should that have been one that I showed off? Yeah, probably, but it's all the way up there and I can't be bothered getting it down. So that's just one of those examples of like, it's just there. I feel like unless you're going to use a slip, for example, an O card, to promote extra artwork and whatever, maybe a wraparound or something, and you don't want to use the back for details like text about the film and all this stuff, then easy, yeah, sure, use J cards and stuff, just when the consumer buys them, fold them, put them inside, easy. It's just my only thing. I was trying to think if I had any steelbooks that actually had an O card that had all the details of the film that would be on the J card, but it's on the actual O card itself. So the O card would emphasize the extra details for the artwork, much like the Crow, but on the back, instead of it being, completely clear so you can see the back artwork of the steelbook, instead it's actually all the details written down. I feel like I've gotten one or two of those before, but it's very, very rare. Most of the time it's a J card kind of function. But look, nevertheless, as much as it amuses me to no end as to the fact that people still, after years of collecting steelbooks, do not know what to do with their goddamn J cards, they will just leave them in a pile somewhere in their room collecting dust. And it's just like, just find the steelbook it belongs to, fold it in half, shove it in. If there's no space, pray. I don't know. Figure it out. So, that's my recommendation if you have J cards and you don't know what to do with them. Sure, if you want to discard them, get rid of them. What does it matter? In the end, they are just disposable material. It is cardboard, it is paper, you can recycle it. You don't need it. But for the benefit of actually knowing A, what the film is about, B, the runtime, C, the special features, or, region codes, limited edition natures if there's numbered elements to it, or even just a barcode so you can scan it later. It's all there. It's so much simpler. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you do? Is your practice just leave them in a pile and pray to God someone will deal with it? Or do you actually do what I do, or do you just dispose of them? Let me know down below. If you have any other suggestions for what to do with J cards, then also let me know down below for other people to consider. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Adios.